We are talking about Ed Sheeran, Jelly Roll, Lil Wayne, Mariah Carey, Tate McRae, Tim McGraw, and more. And as a Capital One cardholder, you get first dibs on tickets and other exclusive offers starting June 11th for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Don't miss the biggest, most insane concert of the year. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for details.
Ooh, give me that good new view.
Schedule your free LASIK consultation today at tcecmn.com or call 612-999-2020. Twin Cities Eye Consultants. See clearly, live boldly.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
Ryan Seacrest here. Summer in full swing. And of course, making sure we're feeling our best by keeping our gut health in check with the help of Health Aid Kombucha. I drink as many as I can in a week, powered with probiotics, which makes you feel good, makes me feel less bloated. What's better than a bubbly, refreshing beverage in the summer? A sale on it. Try delicious flavors like Pink Lady Apple, Passion Fruit Tangerine, and Guava Dragon Fruit on sale at BJ's now. It's such an easy way to get your probiotics. Look for the 6-packs of brown bottles with an anchor on it at BJ's.
Ideal Image Laser Hair Removal number 15. No more shaving, ever. Imagine what you could do with that extra 30 minutes a day. How about nothing? Because you deserve a break. Right now, get up to 84% off laser hair removal. Go to idealimage.com or call 1-800-BE-IDEAL.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Oh, look who's coming into town. It's your Aunt Thelma and Uncle Harold. When they get to your house, they're going to look at your carpet and get all judgy. That's why when you have guests coming into town this summer, or your barbecues or your grad parties or whatever, get your carpet clean. Don't try to do it yourself. I mean, vacuuming, sure, it's great, but you got to do more than vacuum. And don't try to DIY with the rug monster from the grocery store. I've done it. Take it from me. Don't bother. Zero Res will come by. They'll take care of everything for you, and they'll do such a great job. They've got a 4.9 rating on Google. That's huge. And right now, Zero Res Big Summer Savings take 20% off of all services. Just set it up. Go to ZeroResMinnesota.com or simply call 952-ZERO-RES. Ask for the KDWB special, and Zero Res will hook you up. So when Aunt Thelma and Uncle Harold come this summer, they'll be like, did you see how nice the carpet is? Zero Res your carpet in time for summer. Spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
94, slow westbound White Bear to 35E and heavy westbound Cretan to Franklin due to an earlier crash in the construction zone. 94 is jammed eastbound from County Road 81 to the Fish Lake Interchange. Slow eastbound 394 to Hiawatha and a crash eastbound at Radio Drive on the right. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by St. Paul College. Looking to get ahead this summer? Take classes at St. Paul College. You'll enjoy small class sizes and get top-notch student support, and you can save thousands of dollars in tuition. Plus, the credits you earn can be transferred. Classes starting now in June. Don't wait. Learn more at stpaul.edu.
Find the perfect soundtrack to your Pride Month celebration with all of iHeart's Pride-themed radio stations, playlists, and more. Listen to Pride Radio for your favorite hits. And Pride Radio Flashback for the greatest dance anthems of all time. Binge podcasts from your favorite LGBTQ plus creators like Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, and Outlaws with T.S. Madison, plus tons of playlists to show your pride. Just open the free iHeart app and search Pride, where every color shines.
Watch the Dave Ryan Show on YouTube. Just search Dave Ryan TV. Live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. It's 101.3 KDWB.
If you are on YouTube right now, you can see that I got my hair cut finally. I was trying to grow it long. I thought it would make me look youthful and like different and whatever.
Nah.
I was going to grow it down to my shoulders like a Keith Urban kind of a look.
Oh. And how'd that work out for you?
It didn't work out at all. And nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. And they said it either looked like a 1970s porn star, news anchor, or a wig.
Yeah,
and
it did look like a wig.
And Susan said, you really got to get your hair cut. I'm like, you don't like it at all?
No.
And then she's go, Carson, because my son was home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Dad's hair? And Carson's so polite and sweet. He would never go, God, no. Allison would. She'd be like, Dad, get a cut. But I went to Great Clips down in Shakopee yesterday and checked in on the Great Clips app, which makes it really easy to do.
They missed you there.
They did. I go down and they said, well, what can we do for you this time? And I said, I tried to grow it long, but it wasn't really working. And the stylist said, yeah. So I knew.
Yeah.
So I knew. So the hair is cut. You can see it on YouTube, Dave Ryan TV. Catching up on a couple of things. I told the story earlier this morning, about a half an hour ago, maybe you heard it, about basically friends of mine were at a fancy dinner restaurant on Saturday night. They're having a great time. It's very nice. It's very, elegant, peaceful, whatever. But the couple next door were doing that first date energy where they're trying a little bit too hard to be happy and they're laughing and talking a little bit too loud. And so this person related to me, they said the server came up to the woman when the guy was in the bathroom and said, is everything going okay? And we were talking about whether that was like assumptive or rude or none your business or whatever. And so people were texting in and saying, what did the woman say back to the server? I just texted the person that told me the story, and she said, oh, you're awesome, but no, I'm good. Something like that. She appreciated the waitress checking in.
Yeah.
So everything was okay.
That's good. I mean, a lot of people were texting in saying like, okay, well, maybe there was a sign or a weird look exchange, or they said they recognize the guy as sketchy or something. So it's probably, better to check in than not check in and have something be wrong.
Yeah.
So
you okay?
Am I okay?
Is everything okay?
No.
No. What's wrong?
She was motioning to me earlier.
What's she really? What's
She's
wrong?
hungry.
I'm hungry.
So everything's normal.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paris on her last day of pre-K. I love you from Mom. That's very sweet. All right. It is KDWB. We are about another 15 minutes away from your next weekend tickets. Listen for your name. If you sign up on Instagram, go to Instagram 1013 KDWB and then follow KDWB and then post anything and then tag a friend. We'll pick one random post and we will get your name on the radio at 7:35. You call us back and you win the tickets. I'm on Facebook Marketplace and I'm poking around on there because I'm trying to get the hang of it. Jenny's the expert on this.
Yes, I am.
And I saw something just so weird and I want to see if you would buy these. And I put a picture of them. It's on Instagram now, right?
On our story at Dave Ryan
On our
Show.
story. Women's black Birkenstock sandals, size 10, 10 and a half, $50. Jordan, Minnesota. And they are the nastiest looking, oily foot juice pair.
Not foot juice.
Foot juice
Dave,
pair
ew.
of Birkenstocks. And maybe Birkenstocks are desirably expensive.
They're a very fancy sandal. Yes, they are.
But it's got foot juice embedded. You can see how it's discolored.
Yeah.
See the foot juice in there?
And you know exactly what Dave's talking about. If you've ever seen or had a Birkenstock and your feet are sweaty and you can see each individual toe mark, that's what the foot juice is.
Go look and see whether you would buy this or whether you think it's ridiculous for somebody to put dirty, and of course I got nosy and I looked up the woman's picture and she's an attractive, normal looking woman. She doesn't look like, she needs to sell her shoes on Facebook Marketplace. But I just thought it was gross.
It does make me think, though, I have purchased shoes that are not, brand new. And just because I can't see the foot juice doesn't mean the foot juice isn't in it.
True,
But
yeah.
this, it's because I can see it that makes it gross.
Is your favorite term on the web show this week foot juice?
You said it, and I just wrote it down, and I'm regurgitating it. So, foot juice, yeah. So I feel like, I can be judgy, but also I have purchased shoes that are not new, and they have foot juice
in them.
Were they sneakers or were they sandals, though, where your actual foot is touching as opposed to a sock, Bailey?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because I think that matters. I'm more willing to buy sneakers where you're wearing socks in them as opposed to these.
Good point, Vaughn.
I'm more than willing. But this, honestly, I'm not even surprised that she would try to sell these because there's a market for everything. It's just the price.
Yeah, it's too much.
That's the asking price,
Oh, this person doesn't know enough. They need to come talk to me. I should start a masterclass at Facebook Marketplace.
You should
Gotta
do
get
a lesson on
deals,
that.
baby.
So you don't see anything wrong with putting used Birkenstocks on Facebook Marketplace?
I don't see anything wrong if you want to put an effort to maybe get them, but you're not getting more than $5-10 for that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Be realistic. If you're going to put some crap item on, you got to know that you're not getting much money. I just tried to put on a grill that literally one of the wheels is falling off. So I put it up for like $20. It's like a big grill.
Did somebody take it?
No, I have one person interested, but I honestly missed their messages and then they found something else. So I was like,
gotcha.
Shoot. Dang it.
Take a look and let me know, would you buy, or do you think it's crazy? I don't think it's crazy. I just think it's kind of gross to put those on Facebook. Well, what's the most unusual thing that you've seen on Facebook Marketplace? I know there's the thing, it's like everything's free, where it's like a half a bottle of shampoo.
Mhm.
Somebody will be like, I got a half a bottle of shampoo if somebody wants it. And you drive over across town to get a half a bottle of shampoo.
Well, I know like the buy nothing groups are super popular, like especially with moms and like new moms. My sister lives on a buy nothing group. She has so much like toys and clothes for her kid that she pays $0
Just
for.
goes over and picks it up.
Yep.
That's
Just
kinda cool.
goes right
Yeah.
over, grabs it, done. When she's done with it, puts it on the buy nothing group. Someone else comes and grabs it.
Text messages. I love Birks, but I would never buy a used pair. They are an investment. I bought a pair 6 years ago. They're still going strong. Another one says, I'm listening live from Venice, Italy on our honeymoon.
Whoa.
Love you guys, Derek and Aaron.
Happy honeymoon.
That is so
That's
cool.
exciting.
If you are in Venice, you got to try the best pizza
Mhm.
in Venice, because
Oh,
the
yeah, you
Italians
talk-
are known
You talk about it all the time.
for their pizza. Because we were over there a few years ago.
Yeah.
There's a place, it's a little bit out of the way. It's called Sabaro.
Yeah.
And
Great hole in the wall.
yeah, it's just a
What's
little
it-
hole in the wall.
What's the
How do you
pizza
spell
like?
it?
SBARO.
You sure it's not
Okay.
2 R's?
It might be 2 R's.
Yeah.
I heard it was 2 R's, but I've never been, so I'm not sure.
We have somebody on the phone here. Are we talking about foot juice? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Hello, foot juice line. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
I'm Brianne.
What's up?
So I have seen way weirder things on Facebook Marketplace than just foot juice out shoes.
What did you see?
Lard on there.
What
Lard?
Did you, what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Lard.
Lard? Lard?
Yes, absolutely.
For cooking though?
Their bacon grease, poured it in a jar. In response, he actually posted, and the guy was really funny. He was like, I know what I've got, $20. This is way too little for what my lard is worth.
Oh, no.
Okay, so they poured their bacon grease into a jar
Oh my
and
God.
wanted to sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
Absolutely.
That takes the cake. There can't be anything worse that you've ever seen on Facebook
That is
Marketplace.
so dumb.
But then what's crazier is that he said, somebody offered 20 and he said, nope, I know it's worth more than that. No.
It's literal bacon grease, bro.
Oh my God, that's funny. You know what?
Ew.
There's probably a market for it.
Okay.
I wouldn't even keep my own bacon grease. That's gross.
I'm on Facebook Marketplace trying to find weird things. And the weirdest thing is yet another pair of Birkenstock sandals with foot juice. Let me show you.
Ew.
This is a different pair than the one that you have. It's
Ew.
another
All right,
one.
go on
It's
YouTube Live
really
right now.
juicy.
Yeah.
They got some really like wet feet.
Dang.
Hold them up to the camera, Jenny. Go on
Okay.
YouTube Live right now, Dave Ryan TV.
So don't look at all my tabs. I got inappropriate things on there.
We know.
But these ones have like extreme heel foot juice. And at least they know a little bit better because they're only charging $25 versus the $50 ones
Yeah.
that Dave has
Well,
or found. But
what's worse, heel foot juice or toe foot juice? I never thought I'd say that before in my life.
I don't think they're both equally bad.
I feel icky.
so.
Now, see-
Remember earlier when I said I was hungry?
Yeah,
I'm not anymore.
Not so much.
Mm.
Now, if it was somebody I knew, let's say Vaughn was like selling his Birkenstocks, I'm like, oh, and you give away. I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's somebody I know, but not a stranger.
I don't want stranger foot juice.
No. Couple of more of these really quick, and we got to move on. I have seen this is a text message at KDWB1. I've seen a living room rug for sale for $10. The description said you need to remove the poop stains yourself. Wow.
Hey, at least they're honest.
Okay. Another one says, I saw a plastic Walmart bag on sale for $9. One of those shopping bags, I guess, that they give away for free, though.
What the heck?
Right? Don't they?
Yeah, they do. Oh, it says it was vintage though.
It was a vintage
It was a
Walmart
vintage
bag?
Walmart bag.
There.
That's
Okay.
so dumb.
You guys, there are so many Birkenstocks with foot juice.
Kate's
This
on the
is
phone.
Crazy.
Oh, Kate's on the phone.
Oh, is there a lot of Birkenstocks on
Yes,
there?
I'm seeing so many.
Kate's on the phone. Hi, Kate.
Hi.
We're talking about dumb things you see on Instagram or on Facebook Marketplace, and we found used Birkenstocks that have like sweat stains in them. What did you see, Kate?
A burial plot.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So this is something. Go ahead and tell me about it.
Well, I came across it so I was selling something and it just kind of popped up, and it was I don't know, between I used wicker basket and I don't know what else. It was so weird. I had to send a screenshot to my girlfriends. I'm like, look at this.
Wow.
How much did it go for?
Yeah, good question. How much did it go for?
I think it was I want to say it was $1,200 or something like that. I'd have to look at the screenshot again, but
$1,200.
Wow. I don't know how much they go for.
I don't really
either.
Is that a deal?
Was it a good location?
no idea.
Yeah, did it have a tree and a bench?
Does it get to see the sunset or the sunrise? Or
I think it was somewhere. It was in the Twin Cities. So I don't know if someone got a divorce and they pre-bought their plot. Yeah, I don't want to be next to him.
Yeah, that's probably true. You get it. You pre-buy your plot. You get a divorce. You don't want to be buried for eternity next to him anymore. So you're sell this.
Yeah, but then when I die, I got to be buried next to him. I don't know that guy.
It's a very good point. Yeah.
So it had to have been a deal then.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I think my favorite thing that I see on Facebook Marketplace, it's not gross or anything, but is when people are selling engagement rings, because I want to know the story. What happened?
We used to do a bit a long time ago when people read the newspaper. We would go through the for sale ads and find bridal gowns, wedding dresses, and then we would call the number and say, why are you selling your wedding gown?
Yeah.
That's a good one. We should go on Facebook Marketplace, look for engagement rings, and then contact them and say, hey, we want to know why you're... It's just, didn't work out, I guess.
Or a wedding gown.
They're going to be so mad if I message them. I'm like, hey, what happened? What's the story? Because they're trying to sell it. And they're they're probably no, are you buying this or not?
Want to know the story. All right. Thanks for all that. We appreciate it. It's 101.3 KDWB. We're about 3 minutes away. We'll do a quick Dave's Dirt, and then we're going to do the name for the weekend tickets. So stay here on KDWB.
The Dave Ryan Show, 101.3 KDWB.
We don't bring up the Manson family a whole lot on the Dave Ryan Show, but one of the murderers from the Manson family, which took place, I want to say, in 1969, she is now getting paroled. And here she is from a 2015 documentary. Her name is Patricia Krenwinkel, and she is responsible for stabbing and killing several victims in the Manson family murders.
The thing I try to remember sometimes is that what I am today is not what I was at 19. And I can only tell you, I have been with something that started only as one woman with one man that turned into one of the most disastrous, most horrendous, most abominable situations that could possibly come out of it. I guess when I start thinking of myself, mostly the word that comes to mind is what a coward that I found myself to be, and what I allowed myself and where I allowed myself to go.
I don't feel bad for her.
Not in the least.
What?
No,
I'm sorry. You murdered people.
Yeah. Several, she murdered, well, they blamed it on each other. They both said somebody else did it. But the actress Sharon Tate, who was a big star back then. So let's kind of move on to our next story. They say that Travis Kelce has hired a private golf instructor for Taylor Swift because she wants to pick up her boyfriend's favorite hobby to spend more time with him this summer.
Oh, I have a Taylor Swift story as well.
Yeah.
So we were talking yesterday about how she regained all of her music, or control over all of her music, on Friday. And now the streams of her first 6 albums have doubled on the same day. So for instance, Speak Now increased 430%, the streaming for it. So makes you wonder, now that she owns all of her music, is there any need to listen to Taylor's version anymore?
I don't think so, yeah, because you want to listen to the original version that you've listened to forever.
But I'm curious because, okay, I know and I appreciate Taylor Swift. I was really into her in college with the whole love story, You Belong With Me kind of era. I really liked that. But I don't know her albums really except for what's played on the radio. Are the Taylor's versions really all that different or no? We know?
They're noticeably different.
They are noticeably different.
She tries to replicate them as much as she could.
Yeah.
But I think they're noticeably different.
Okay, so it makes sense that people want to listen to the original instead.
I think so.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, yeah. Swifties know. If I accidentally put in a Taylor Swift song that wasn't her new version in a year ago or something, someone would call me out and be like, how dare you?
How dare you? But now you can again. It's fine. Back in 2015, Iceland started experimenting with the 4-day work week, letting employees work just 36 hours over 4 days with no loss of pay. The results were positive, so they expanded the 4-day work week about 5 years ago, and it's been a big success. Productivity has been stable and even increased in some industries. So will a 4-day work week be coming? Maybe.
Probably
It will
not.
arrive the same week as the flying car.
Yes, and the apocalypse.
And the apocalypse,
Yes.
exactly. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to launch this Thursday, June 5th, but a bunch of big stores here in the U.S. and England canceled their pre-orders. I'm not really sure why, but if you're looking for a Nintendo Switch, you're going to run down to the Best Buy and get one. They may or may not have one.
Didn't you say you were going to get one?
I want to get one, but I haven't really looked that hard for them. All right, let's do our winner's name for the weekend. This is basically every day at 7:35 and at 4:35 in the afternoon. You get another chance to win. All you got to do is listen for your name and call in if it's you. Here we go.
Yeah, so the winner this time, their Instagram handle, it sounds like their name's probably Jack or Jackie Jones. So it's JACKE Jones, JONES 321. So if that is you, you're going to call us and you're going to also let us know who you tagged on that post of who you want to, I don't know if you want to bring this person or not, or if you just tag them. But give us a call right now. You have 10 minutes, 13 seconds. Dave's starting his timer right now. Once again, Jack or Jackie Jones 321 is the Instagram handle.
Okay, call us if that's you. I tell you what, before we get to group therapy, let's play a song for the week from the weekend.
Okay.
So then we give us some time to call in. So then we'll do that. We're going to talk to somebody who wants to win their girlfriend back after he cheated on her, and he's got a big grand gesture planned. And I want you to tell me whether you think it's going to work or whether it's just a bad idea. We'll do that coming up in a second on KDWB. Right now, we're waiting for that phone call. And if it wasn't you this time, don't worry. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, every morning for the next 2 weeks, and in the afternoon with Fallon and Colt, too, at 4:35. You haven't signed up yet, make sure you go do that. The Weekend on 101.3 KDWB. I think we may have a winner for the weekend tickets. Let's see if we got, because we are now, if we get this, we're going to be 3 for 3.
Yes.
Because Fallon and Colt had a winner yesterday, so let's see what happens. The winner's name that we drew a minute ago, Jenny, was...
Well, the Instagram name is like Jack or Jackie Jones, 321.
Let's see, we got somebody on the phone. Hello, what is your name?
My name is Jackie Jones.
Jackie Jones. Now, is that you on the gram that did the tagging? Was that you?
Yeah, that is me. I totally forgot that I spelled it Jack E. Jones.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
have to look at it.
Who did
I've
you-
said stuff to myself, but yes, that is me.
Okay, who did you tag?
I tagged 2 people. I either tagged, it was Brent Zinnel or Cindy Bell Jones.
Look at you. You're a winner. Congrats. You did it. Congratulations. You're going to go see The Weeknd coming up on June
14th, next Saturday.
June 14th. June 14th. Good job. Were you listening when you heard it, or did somebody else tell you about it?
Oh, no, I heard and immediately said, oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's me. I'm glad you called in. Glad you got the tickets. And thank you for listening. Hold on, and we'll get those tickets for you, okay?
Thank you.
Now, remember, if you haven't done this yet, oh, God, I think I just hung up on her. Are you still there, Jackie?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Push the wrong button. Okay, so if you haven't signed up and you want to win, go to Instagram, follow KDWB, and then post anything, and then tag a friend or 2 or 3, doesn't matter. And then listen this afternoon, 4:35 with Fallon and Colt for another name, and then tomorrow morning at 7:35. I'm out of breath.
Yeah. Do you want to take a moment?
Ran to the bathroom. So
in through your mouth. Oh, no. In through your nose, out through your mouth. There you go, buddy.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. Let's get into group therapy on KDWB.
101.3 KDWB. The Dave Ryan Show. Group therapy.
Dan is on the phone, and you've been a topic of conversation around the radio station, Dan, for the last 24 hours since we got your email, because we all have opinions on what you're trying to do. Good morning, Dan.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Tell me your situation and what your plan is. What's up?
Yeah, sure. So, thanks for doing this. So, I was with my girlfriend for a couple of years and loved her, and we were great. But I cheated on her with a coworker once after a work happy hour, and I told her about it. She then dumped me, which at first I was okay with. You know, I thought she deserves better anyways, honestly. But now I'm realizing what a huge mistake it was, and I want her back. And so what I'm thinking about is doing a big grand gesture to kind of get her back in my life. Honestly.
Now let's pause right there for a second. Okay, so you freely admit, I mean, here on the radio, you admit that you cheated on her and you felt guilty about it. And then she's like, I'm done with you, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay. And now you miss her and you want her back. So now you think, number one, would anything win her back?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, what is the grand gesture that you're planning on doing?
So my thoughts are, I'm thinking about going to her work. She does bookkeeping at a local mechanic shop.
Okay.
She sits at the front desk, and I'm going to go in with a bunch of peonies, which she loves, flowers.
Okay.
And I printed off boarding passes to Scottsdale, and I booked us a flight to go. It was our first trip we ever took together, and we always talked about how awesome it was, and we had such a great time. So I booked our flights, like a Friday to Sunday, to kind of go with her schedule.
Okay, so this Friday.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to show her the boarding passes when I get there, and basically tell her and say, let me prove to you that you're who I want to be with, and I made a huge mistake. I even booked a bunch of fun things to do when we go, basically a food tour in downtown Scottsdale. I got this Jeep tour thing that they do, and just a couple fun little things to do while we're there. So it's going to be a kind of a packed trip to spend time with each other.
Is this a good idea? Well, let me just hit pause there for a second.
Yeah.
Is this a good idea to, kind of ambush this woman at her work? Because I don't know if it's fair to go to anybody's workplace where they are going to be.
It kind of corners them a little.
Where they have to be somewhat civil, kind of,
to
you. if you went to her house, she could just not answer the door. And if you were persistent, then she'd call the police.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, but at her workplace to march in with a bunch of peonies.
Peonies.
I think they're called peonies.
They're peonies.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's a flower.
They're beautiful flowers.
Yeah, they're
but,
really nice.
Yeah.
And then show her the boarding passes. I don't know. I think, honestly, Dan, the idea that you even wrote to us in the first place tells me that you are kind of doubting your own idea. Do you doubt your own idea, or are you checking to see whether it would be effective or what?
I really, I do doubt it a little bit because I'm a little scared to see what she's going to respond to. But I miss this woman so much, and I screwed up big time. And so I want her to show her that, look, I'm taking this serious, and I'm doing all these things, and and if this is not the move, if you guys feel, is there anything I can do to win her back instead?
I think a lot of people dream of having the person that they care about do a grand gesture for them. It's a matter of if she really is over you or not. If she's not over you, I could see this potentially working. I don't know if going to her work is the best idea. Yeah. I think that's a setting that she has to be very professional in. And you are forcing her into a corner by doing that. However, man, if someone tried to win me back with boarding passes to Scottsdale, I'd probably be like, sold. I'm going. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. What happened between us? I forgot the last year of my life.
Yeah. Now, in all seriousness, though, there's a lot of couples that they might not admit it to you ever, but one of them cheated and they got back together. They're probably never going to tell you that one. But let's say couple A, Cindy and Bob, and let's say Cindy cheated. They're never going to tell you when you're out at Texas Roadhouse having dinner together. It's just going to be like, you know what? I love you too. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
I think it's a possibility, but I think you got to prepare yourself for the answer being a firm no.
Right. I think honestly with you, Dave, though, that it happens way more than we think it does. People just don't talk about it because it's kind of a little, shameful.
Yeah.
But I think for this situation, it depends too, how long ago was it that this cheating happened? How long ago did you guys break up? And has it been, since then that you've spoken to her, contacted her at all?
Yeah, good question. How long ago did you cheat?
This was about 6-7 months ago.
Okay. So enough time has gone by that you've discovered that you really miss her. Is she seeing someone new? Do you have any idea?
That I don't know. I don't think so. We haven't had too much conversation or check-in since the breakup, so I don't really know. That's a risk as well, of course.
Mm-hmm. And her social media doesn't show that she's with somebody else?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's get some phone calls here and see what you think. We'll read some text messages too. So basically, he cheated on his girlfriend. He misses her. It's 6 or 7 months later after they broke up. He wants to go to her work with a bunch of flowers and boarding passes for a trip this weekend to Scottsdale, which is kind of their place. Is this a good idea? Will it work? Amy, what do you think?
I understand where he's coming from, but I think it's a horrible idea. Number one, I think he's being super inconsiderate of her feelings. Like, hey, I haven't really spoken to you since I turned your whole world upside down and cheated on you. But here, let me just book a flight and all of these events for us. And I'm for this weekend, and I'm going to assume that you're going to come with me. I honestly think she's going to be mad because she's going to be like, wow, you think I'm just going to drop whatever plans I had for this weekend and go with you? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a good idea at all. And I agree with Jenny too. How much time has passed? Have you spoken to her since then? You're just all of a sudden out of the blue. Oh, hey, I want you back. And I booked a trip for us this weekend. I'm assuming you're going to go. I don't think that's a good idea.
Because she could have anything planned this weekend, from a weekend at the lake to a baby shower or anything like that.
She's got book club this weekend.
Well, and also she makes a good point that, you probably want to have some kind of conversation about everything that happened first before you just jump into let's get on this flight. Yeah, at MSP.
It's an awkward flight.
Emma, what would you say? He wants to win her back by going to her work with a bunch of flowers and a trip to Scottsdale.
So I think that the trip itself kind of would be nice, but showing up at her work, especially if he said that she works as a front desk receptionist at a auto mechanic shop, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
He just cheated on her. Does he really want to be going into a business full of a bunch of guys that she works with that are going to protect her, that probably know about him cheating?
I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't.
They might not, yeah.
Would you guys protect me if something like that happened?
How big is the guy that's coming in? Is he dangerous? Because if he's dangerous,
he's kind of short and lanky.
Okay.
And is skinny.
I'm going to put
Skinny guy.
font between us.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be
Okay.
fine. So you say maybe win her back, Emma, because people do win back after bad breakups, but just the workplace is the wrong place to do it.
Yeah. It
Okay.
also that makes her look bad professionally.
That's a really good point.
Right.
You know what? You should never be forced to bring your personal life into your workplace.
Yeah.
Unless you want to. Okay.
A lot of people are saying don't do it at work over text message. And a lot of people are also recommending meeting with her before you do this grand gesture so that you can actually talk about it and like meet at like a coffee shop or have some kind of like one-on-one conversation before springing the trip on her, because a lot of people are saying like I would be so upset and overwhelmed if it's Tuesday today and if the flight's for Friday and you show up on Friday and you're like, we're going today. Oh, I would be mad.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Because I'm a grand gesture person, so I want to be all for this. But I'm a grand gesture person with my girlfriend who I talk to every day. You haven't talked to her in months, so you don't know what the vibes are or what type of time she's on.
There is one person who said, do it. Life's too short. Take the chance.
I mean, there is a point to that. You know, what if it works?
I mean, worst thing that she can say is no, and then you'll be out one trip to Scottsdale, but you could just go alone, bring somebody else.
I do think you need to read the room if you decide to do this, even though most people are advising you not to go to her work. But like, if you do decide to do that, you need to read the room as to if she's uncomfortable and leave immediately if she is. If she is like got a happy look on her face, then lean into it.
I think that's it. You've got to be able to take no for an answer, but I think that's a big risk. I personally wouldn't do it, but we could maybe call you next week and see whether you did it or not and how that trip to Scottsdale went, if there was one.
Yeah.
Dan, I've got your phone number. I'm going to call you on Monday and see what happened, okay?
Sounds good. All right, cool.
Hey, good luck. You know what? I don't know whether he's going to do it or not. I don't think it's a good idea. Not at her work.
Not at her work.
No, work is like, it's just, you don't want to make her look bad and embarrass her. That is not a good way to win her back.
And it's kind of like proposing in public too. I'm going to feel pressure to say yes. So she'd have pressure to say yes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more phone call?
One more.
Okay, we got
She has
one
an
more
interesting
phone call.
opinion.
Okay, let's talk to Ashley. Last word on group therapy. Ashley, what do you want to say?
Yes, I would like to say that if he truly means that it was a one-time mistake, he has learned his lesson, and he's never going to do it again, his guilt was his punishment. That is for across the board. If you cheat and you're like, you know what, I really messed up, I'm never, ever, ever going to do this again, that punishment for that act is your guilt. And if you tell your partner, turn their world upside down, destroy, just stab them in the heart, you've relieved yourself of that guilt because now it's out in the open. They know what you did. He's a coward.
I gotcha, because they say if you cheat, I've read somewhere, if you cheat on somebody and you're never going to do it again, don't tell your partner, because what you're doing is you're just kind of assuaging your own guilt. In other words, it's like,
I feel better.
Now I feel better.
Yeah.
All right. That's group therapy. If you want to talk to us about anything, send an email to ryanshow@kdwb.com. Jenny and I are going to be down at Cub Foods in Burnsville for the grand reopening. We had so much fun last time. We're going back again.
Yeah, we'll be there Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. hanging out. I'm not sure where they're going to have us. Last time we showed up and they're like, who are you? So this time, maybe we were by the entrance last time. If it's nice out, maybe we'll be outside, but I don't think so. Regardless, we do have some gift cards. We'll be giving away Cub gift cards. We're also going to have Halsey tickets as well. And anyone that comes by, Dave's going to buy them a bouquet of flowers.
Yep. Peonies.
Peonies.
Yes.
Peonies.
That was funny.
Peonies.
Okay. That's a Cub coming up this Friday from 1 until 3 in beautiful Burnsville. It is KDWB. It was a couple of months ago it was 3 months ago, almost exactly, maybe to the day, that my beloved little Josie Labradoodle, had her since she was a puppy. Baby. She got old. She was 1 day short of her 16th birthday. And we woke up that morning and she was laying on the floor. She couldn't get up. And so we called the vet. We took her to the vet. The vet said, yeah, it's the end. So within that morning, we went to bed the night before. everything was pretty good for a 16-year-old almost dog. And then the next day she was gone. And I've missed her so much all the time. I think about her all the time. I got her little paw print tattooed on my arm right there, if you're watching on the YouTube. And so now I want a new dog. But I got to kind of make sure that everybody in the family, meaning Susan, agrees that we can get a new dog. Now, Jenny has told me this. She said, you're not allowed to hear Susan's plans. So I need to leave the room while you guys discuss, because Susan's been planning. I said, give me a dog for Father's Day.
Okay.
A couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
And Susan's been on, I've seen her on her phone scrolling, looking at things.
Yeah.
But Jenny says, leave the room because I don't get to know what Susan is going to say about the dog.
But I want to talk to Susan right now about.
Do I need to leave right now?
Yeah, get out of here. Go away.
Do you have her online? Can we?
Yeah, she's on. She's on.
Okay.
She's on. Hi, beautiful Susan.
Good morning.
Don't worry, that crabby bitch isn't in here anymore. Get out. All right, Susan. Give us the deets. What's going on? Apparently, he's dropping some hints. He wants a dog for Father's Day.
I mean, it's obsessive. Like every dog we see, he has to go pet every dog. He says, he just said this weekend, give me a dog for Father's Day. And that's like a tall order. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Because
I don't know for puppy or not. Do you get the same kind? It's a lot. I just don't think you need to I think it has to find you somehow.
Right. The dog does have to choose you just as much as you might choose a dog. The dog should choose you. But also, he comes in every other day with a new breed of dog he wants. So how are you supposed to know which one he wants?
He's all over the place. I think he just still needs some time because he's obsessed.
You don't want him to rush into it.
So he's not ready, you don't think?
I mean, I know he's ready, but he also admitted that I'm going to do all the work. So there's that.
Like you, Susan, are going to do all the work.
I am. Yeah, he goes, I get it. Because, you're the one that trains. You're the one that does all the work. And he just comes in for the pets and the funds and stuff. So I'm I just got to figure out what's the right thing to do. So
it seems like you would want to get a dog that's been trained, not a puppy. Like I would not advise a puppy in general because that is so much work. And if you're the one doing all the work, don't get a puppy.
Yeah. It's been so long since you since you trained a puppy. Just get one that's already trained, old enough.
I know. I mean, Josie was pretty easy to train. I trained her how to hit a bell on the door when she had to go out. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that again. So, then you look at all these rescues and all the dogs are the same. They're all like the same. And then somebody told me you have to go to a rescue for a particular breed, but I don't know that there really are.
Yeah.
Just rescue all of them. So
do you know what kind of dog you would want, Suzanne?
I think something that's like 30 pounds max. I don't want a big dog. I mean, we've had 2 collies and they're fine, but at this point, I think I want a medium-sized dog. So that's as far as I've gotten. One that's not really sheds a ton. I mean, I know I don't want a little tiny dog that doesn't shed, but not one like a full-on lab where there's hair everywhere too.
I think the last thing I saw that he was interested in was a mini Bernedoodle. I think that was the last thing he told us about. And I was a little bit shocked by that. It seemed a little out of left field. But I'm assuming you've seen pictures of them. How do you feel about those?
Well, they're super cute. But again, now you're talking puppy.
Yeah.
Now, some of these places I do see, they say they don't let them leave without being housebroken, potty trained, whatever. But I'm like, really? How's that possible?
Yeah, like how
housebroken? How much can you trust that?
What's the guarantee on that?
Right. Got it.
So the end is we're still looking, or I'm still looking, and we go, okay, and then we don't do anything. So that's where I think it's like, if we were both dead set, we'd make it happen immediately.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Will you keep us updated about what happens? I mean, Father's Day is what, 2 weeks away? About
2 weeks.
So that would be a quick rush order if you were trying to get a dog at this point. But
I know.
I wonder if there's any like adoption events going on like on Father's Day that you could just take him to. Kind of like, okay, buddy, get in the car. Let's go check it out.
Oh yeah, there's foster things that happen like every weekend.
Yeah.
At
All right,
certain
What I missed.
She's back.
She's here.
I really was out in the hallway talking to Lee Ballsvik.
Yeah? How's
What I
Lee?
missed. She's great.
Okay.
We're just talking about a couple different things with dogs.
What's the good
Couple
news?
things.
Give me some news.
Well, I don't know about
Is it
good
really
news.
none of my business?
Well, no, it's your business. But we've talked on the show about how a dog chooses you.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying, get me a dog for Father's Day, I just don't feel like that's the best way to go about it. You know, you need to meet this dog.
You have to be a part of it.
The dog needs to choose you as much as you choose the
Aw,
dog.
He'll love me.
Aw.
You
He'll
think?
love me. Yeah.
That's what you said about us.
Yeah.
Are there any other dogs that you've seen recently, Dave? Like on a rescue or on any other site that you're like, we need to get this dog?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because you
honestly.
change what kind of dog you want like every other day.
I want a dog. I said I want a Great Dane.
No.
Oh,
Don't get a
You
Great
went
Dane.
from
I mean,
wanting to
it's all over the place.
Yeah.
He's got dog ADD. You know, he's all over the place.
He does a little
And
bit.
then the good news is that Roger has been sitting on his lap. So maybe Roger's trying to help him going, let's not get this dog yet. How about I do that?
No, that cat's all yours. Okay, well, I didn't learn anything from this bit.
Mm-mm.
Well, we learned things.
We did.
We have little side secrets. She also told us some things about you that we didn't know. So
Really?
yeah, we'll tell you. We won't tell you later. You'll have to listen back to the podcast.
You've been having the squirts
Yeah, I
lately.
just laughed.
Told us about that.
She did.
Okay,
She brought that
all right.
up.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was really weird because I have no idea what just went on. I didn't hear any of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you, though, speaking of pets, you look at my Instagram story. If you have,
I saw it.
did you see it with the cat in the box? Oh, my God. It is not cute. It is such a sad cat video.
Oh,
Well, it's cute and sad.
I couldn't watch it. I saw
Did you
the
see it?
first 2 seconds and I skipped
Yeah.
past it, Dave. I couldn't do it. I needed a warning on that.
I'm going to look now.
No,
Go
don't
look
do
now.
it.
It is such a sad
It's
cat
too
video.
sad. I couldn't
really
watch it
is,
at all.
Yeah. Instagram, Dave, Ryan, KDWB.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
Dave.
Okay.
did you post this?
We're gonna change things up here a little bit. We're gonna do the Daily Bailey on KDWB. See what's on Bailey's mind, and let's get started.
Okay, I'm giving you a new way to save turtles and help them cross the road. Did you know, Dave, that over 60% of turtle species are endangered or threatened?
I believe it.
Did you believe that? So, and road mortality is a significant contributor. And right now we're in the season where turtles are like going into their little, natal, I don't know, they're crossing the road.
Yeah.
They're going from one place to another because they're laying eggs. And a lot of them are getting hit by cars. So obviously you need to be very mindful when you're going around little ponds and lakes and things. But there's these two sisters from Minnesota, and they've created a new app called Turtle Tracker. And the app will allow users to track movement patterns of turtles and migration, and then also road mortality in general. And then they're using AI positively in a good way to flag turtle hotspots so you can be mindful as you drive. The lake I live around is Cedar Lake, and they have little signs that say, slow down, turtles are around. And that's essentially what this app is doing, is kind of telling you where there's going to be a lot of turtles. And then it will also educate users on how to best assist a turtle crossing the road.
What are you supposed to do off the top of your head?
Did
What do
you
you
know?
do? I've heard you're not supposed to pick them up and
So you can pick them up. And I mean, the app's going to tell you exactly like how to do that. It depends on the turtle, I assume.
Sure.
But if the turtle is going in one direction and you stop before, you go around the turtle or over the turtle, whatever, you can pick it up and help it get across the road in the direction that it's going.
Don't turn it around and put it the other way.
Don't turn it around because
Okay.
it's going in one direction for a reason. Obviously, if the turtle's too big, you can't pick it up and make it cross
Don't
the
pick
road.
up a snapping turtle either.
No, those
which
are bad.
I almost did one time.
Yeah, but like you don't want to hit a turtle because they're endangered. So try your best not to hurt turtles. And this whole app, Turtle Tracker, can help you be more mindful and assist turtles as they cross the road and help them out. They have like all of these little events planned for Turtle Tracker, and there's a turtle social planned on July 13th at a brewery where they're going to learn more about like from environmental biologists and have turtle themed beer, and all the proceeds from that is going to this app to like help save turtles. So you guys need to be more mindful of the freaking turtles on the road.
God, thanks.
Gosh,
Jeez.
you guys, turtles are important
Okay.
to our ecosystem.
Turtle tracker.
Turtle tracker. And it's TURTL tracker.
Oh,
Turtle.
no E. Gotcha.
Turtle tracker.
All right. Thank you, Bailey.
Thanks, save the turtles.
Let's get into War of the Roses on KDWB. Classic bit. Is he cheating? Probably. We'll find out right now on War of the Roses on KDWB.
If your bank calls take a survey and you're cheating, hang up. It's War of the Roses on KDWB.
Because I heard something that I'd never heard before, and apparently this is maybe a criteria that women use when they're looking for guys. And there are 4 points that women look for when looking for a guy. I want you to listen and tell me whether you think this is the stupidest thing or whether you subscribe to these 4 things. But first, let's meet Blaine. Good morning, Blaine.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, thanks for being on. So let's start with your story here and why you want to do War of the Roses, the test on Christina, to see whether or not she is going to pick you for a couple's outing or not. And we'll get to that part in a second. So give me the kind of the backstory of what made you want to be on War of the Roses.
Yeah, so I've been seeing Christina for about 4 months. I really like her, and I really think she could be the one. She's great. This happened yesterday. I was at her place, and I was taking a nap, and I woke up, and I heard her giggling on FaceTime, and I basically kind of overheard her say, like, the only 6 Blaine has is he makes 6 figures. He doesn't have a 6-pack of abs, no 6-inch, in the pants, and he's not 6 feet tall.
Jeez. Okay.
And then she went on about this like rule of 6, 6 feet tall, make 6 figures, 6 inches down there, 6-pack of abs. And it's just it's really unfortunate, because like I feel like that's how she sees me now. Like when we first started dating, like she offered to go halvesies on things. But then like it seemed like as she learned more about me and kind of like how successful financially I am, like she kind of stopped offering to pay for stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I felt like that was like, I feel like it's fine. I don't mind paying for things for her. I recently gave her like $1,000. She was going to Vegas with her girlfriend. She didn't have any money. So I was like, here's $1,000, have some fun. I also gave her like $500 to go to Lake Tahoe. She was going skiing. So like, I like, helping her out, and I like, paying for things, but I don't know. It just seems, I don't want like her to be going after me for the wrong reason.
Well, it just sounded really disrespectful. I mean, if she's on the phone, and girls and guys do talk about their partner to their friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any doubt that Susan will talk to Terry and say, yeah, Dave is like whatever, laying on the couch, and he hasn't worked out lately, and he's put on whatever. And I'm sure that guys do that too. But it just seems really disrespectful if she's on the phone with her friend talking about how there's a rule of 6. What were the 4 parts of the rule of 6? I know one is 6 figures. What were they again?
Yeah. 6 feet tall, 6 inches in the pants, and then 6-pack of abs.
All right. Well, I can only tell you, I've only got one of those, and I'm not going to tell you which one.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of that before. Maybe I don't hang in shallow groups of women like this, because I'm going to be honest, she's starting to sound extremely shallow to me if those are things that she's looking for.
But we all have our standards. Okay, but let's be honest. We all have our standards. You would not date somebody who was chronically, habitually unemployed. You would not date somebody who, I don't know.
Of course not, but these are like extreme standards.
No, they are.
You can't expect someone to have, you could probably expect someone to have a few of them, but it's just like, you can't help how tall you are and how well endowed you might be. So it's like, I just think that it's a shallow thing to have a checklist for.
I agree. And you heard her talking about this, and you felt like just really insulted because she was laughing about you. That would hurt me right there. It's like, okay. I mean, I guess you could say a better way to look at it would be like, you know what? He doesn't make a lot of money, and he might not be 6 foot tall, but I love him anyway. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Blaine, his like, you know, he doesn't make that much money, and he certainly doesn't have a six-pack, but I love him anyway. That would be okay if she's discounting all these things. But when she's saying, yeah, Blaine doesn't have this, he doesn't have that, ha, ha, ha. But does she act like she likes you, Blaine? I mean, you spend money and she likes you when she wants something, but does she like you when you're not doing things for her?
Yeah, she really seems to like me. You know, like I said, we get along great. We laugh a lot, like going to the Wolves and Wild games. Yeah, so everything's good. But that remark of, the rule of sixes, it just, like I said, it just kind of definitely feels to me like she's just really noticing my income more than other aspects or lack thereof, I guess.
You know, I've never had anybody who was interested in me for when I didn't make any money, they didn't care. When I made a little bit more money, they didn't care. They might have noticed, but they didn't care. Nobody was like, oh, well, let Dave pay for everything. I've had male friends who have been that way. I've had more male friends who are like, let Dave pay for it. He makes more than I do. And that sucks because you'd go out to dinner and you'd sit there at the Benihana and your friend would be really trying to take their time to fish out their wallet, or they'd pull out their credit card and they'd be like, hey, can I do part on a credit card and part on a check? And I'd be, bitch, just let me get it. So, all right, here's what we can do, Blaine. We can call your girlfriend, Christina, and we can set some sort of a trap for her.
Yeah, I'm going to offer her a couple different kind of couple outings. So we do like a wine tasting or a mini golf course. I think axe throwing is one of them, and we'll see which one she decides to go with and who she picks.
And then more importantly, who she picks.
Yeah.
Because if she picks you, which she should, I mean, I'm really impressed. You and you don't even seem like you're doing it to impress her, but to send her to Vegas with her girlfriends, and you don't want her to be like, I don't have the money to eat, I don't have the money to gamble or see a show. You gave her $1,000.
Which I'm going to be honest is a bit of a red flag for me right off the bat.
Why?
Because why is she going on these trips if she doesn't have the money?
Well, I think that she went on the trip. I don't want to finish the story.
Yeah.
But I mean, if she goes on a trip and she's like, oh man, and I've known situations like this. Like Carson's going to go on a trip with his buddies and he's only got $40. Well, $40 is not going to get you much. If you're going to go to Lutsen or Spirit Mountain for the weekend, $40 is not going to get you much here. I'm going to give you $100. Now you've got $140. So you just want them to have a good time because you love them.
Of course.
All right. We're going to come back in a second. We'll make the phone call to your girlfriend, Christina, and we'll see who she wants to go on the couples outing with. War of the Roses Part 2 coming up next on KDWB.
There's no better feeling than summer in the Twin Cities. And KDWB's Summer of 2025 continues with the most tickets to the biggest shows. This is The Weeknd. We're back with tickets to see The Weeknd. Win every weekday at 7:35 with The Dave Ryan Show and 4:35 with Fallon and Colt. Follow KDWB on Instagram. Get entered and keep us as your #1 preset on the iHeartRadio app to win the Summer of 2020 live from 101.3 KDWB.
For the day, we're going to see quite a bit of rain. That'll taper off this afternoon. Cloudy the rest of the day with a high of 64. And then tomorrow it's going to be mostly sunny, a high of 78.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
What up, Mario Lopez here? I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery, 98%.
If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. HOLLISTER, yeah. HOLLISTER. There's a store, Dad, down at the mall, and you can smell it from way down the hall, 'cause they spray stuff on all their clothes down at Hollister. Oh, spend it, Hollister. Hollister, down at Hollister. Hollister. All their clothes clothes are super cute. Tees and tanks and camis too. Mom, can I please have a few bucks so I don't look like you? Employees all drink Caribou. Either that or Jamba Juice. Take me, I'll be nice to you. All the gay guys shop there too. American Eagles over with. They're just so 2006. You can go but don't come in, cause you're so embarrassing. Me and my friends buy their clothes, then we grab our camera phones, strike an inappropriate pose and put the pictures on MySpace. Hollister, 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 down at Hollister. Hollister, Hollister.
Oh my God, Allison, give me a break. We're on a beer budget, you got champagne taste. I'm taking you to Penny's and then over to Pomida. You ain't wearing clothes that show off your booty. If you want to go to college, then you better well acknowledge that we gotta save some money. So what's wrong with dressing funny? I don't want to make you mad, but Walmart really ain't that bad.
If you take me to Walmart, then you're not my dad. Dad, can you give me $150?
What do you need $150 for?
I'm going to Hollister.
Hollister? They got great stuff down at Kmart. We're getting in the car. We're going to Kmart. Let's go.
Kmart? Just give me your wallet.
Clearance of new 2025 inventory Friday through Sunday. Furniture and Things Event Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Furniture and Things Event Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays on 494 eastbound from East Bush Lake to Highway 100. Westbound slow from 35E to the Minnesota River Bridge and tight westbound 12th Avenue to France. 694 sluggish eastbound from Lexington to 35E. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Hero Home Services.
When the temperature rises, Hero always answers the call. Our techs deliver reliable AC service with the power and precision your home deserves. When your home needs saving, visit Hero Home Services at callhero.com.
What if you stopped worrying about being wanted and focused on what you want? VoiceOver is Hope Woodard's bold, funny, and unfiltered podcast about dating, love, sex, and self-discovery, rooted in her decision to go voiceover and prioritize herself. Listen, laugh, and discover yourself.
I know my voice. I know myself. I have more self-esteem than I ever have. Why am I letting people decide if they like me while we're dating?
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search VoiceOver, and listen now. The inspiration for Baby Got Back.
Oh my God.
Jenny on The Dave Ryan Show on KDWB. Are they cheating? Let's find out. Part 2 of Ward the Roses starts right now on KDWB.
The rule of 6 is something that I've never heard of before, but it's fascinating.
Yeah.
So if a guy has these 4 traits of 6, he is a catchable, keepable guy. 6-figure income, 6 inches in the pants.
6 feet tall,
Yep.
and then 6-pack abs.
Okay, how realistic is that, though? There's plenty of guys that have 1 or 2, but I mean, having all of them? I mean, sure, it's probably not uncommon, but that's the standard for Blaine's girlfriend.
For Blaine's girlfriend, I would say not many people, though.
Okay, so Blaine overheard his girlfriend laughing about him and saying, yeah, Blaine's only got 1 of those. He makes good money. So now Blaine is worried that she only likes him for the 6-figure income.
I would be so self-conscious after overhearing a conversation like that.
We're going to call her and find out who she chooses for a couple's date, whether it's Blaine or some guy who's got the other 3 6s going for him. All right, we'll do that in just a second. Then we'll talk to Jonathan Fogel from Fogel Family Law, get his thoughts on the whole thing. Let's make the phone call to Christina.
Thanks for doing that, Christina. Like I said, I have some fun outings I can send you on. So I'm going to give you a few choices here. We have axe throwing, mini golf, and then a wine tasting. So do any of those sound good to you?
Oh, axe throwing sounds so awesome. I'll do that one.
Okay, of course. And like I said, you do get a +1 with this. So who would you like to take with you?
I'll take Michael.
Awesome. I mean, I don't mean to pry, but if this is like a romantic relationship, the wine tasting is a little bit more of a favorite with most people because it's kind of intimate, kind of quiet. You have more time to yourselves. The axe throwing's great. I'm not saying anything bad about that, but I think the wine tasting might be better. Are you thinking you still want to stick with axe throwing or maybe do wine tasting?
Yeah, okay. I'll switch to wine tasting. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, you and Michael will have such a great time at that.
Here's the problem. The wheels come off at this point. There's no wine tasting. There's no axe throwing. There's no survey. There's no customer satisfaction. So it's a trap. And I have to admit, I know. I have to admit I'm part of the trap. My name's Dave, and I work at KDWB. And that was Jenny from KDWB.
Oh, hello.
And we were doing a fake survey only because we wanted to find out who you would want to do a couple's outing with. And the funny thing is you chose Michael to go wine tasting with.
So, yeah, what's the point?
Well, the point is, I think a very valid one is Michael was the wrong choice in this situation because Blaine is listening in to this phone call because Blaine wanted to see who you would choose. Blaine, and you heard her choose Michael.
Yeah, who is Michael? Christina, who is Michael?
Wait, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I know. He's been, and rightfully so, he's been listening the entire time. We are on a radio station. There's no real survey. It's a trap. But you chose Michael to go wine tasting with rather than Blaine.
Well, I mean, Blaine, you don't even drink. So, like, why would we go wine tasting?
Okay, well then why didn't you choose axe throwing?
I did
pretty
choose
easy
axe
solution.
throwing. I did choose
Okay,
axe
but then
throwing.
you changed it to wine tasting.
Well, because you don't drink, but fine. We'll do axe throwing. Fine.
Are you kidding me? Are you joking right now?
Yeah,
I'm not going with you anywhere. You chose another person.
To
Are you
go
serious?
wine tasting with because you don't drink. But if we're going axe throwing, then fine. We'll go together.
Now you want to go because you're caught. You picked somebody else. And now you want to switch
making plans?
Now you want to switch to axe throwing.
I just don't get it.
Okay, it's 101.3 KDWB. Just a reminder, you can win weekend tickets. We had a winner already this morning. We had 3 winners. It was like we had a winner yesterday morning, a winner yesterday with Fallon and Colt, and then a winner again this morning. So how do you get in on this action? No, I was going to make a joke about bribing me, but no, you go ahead and do the real thing, please.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to go to KDWB's Instagram, and there's a post right at the top of the page that you're going to click on. And then you're going to make sure, obviously, you're following the station already, but you're going to comment on it and tag whoever you want. You can tag your concert buddy, your best friend, your partner, your sister, your arch nemesis. Just remember that you have to know who you tagged in it, because we are going to make sure that you are the person that we call. So tomorrow morning at 7:35, we will say a name. It will be your Instagram handle. So if it does say like I love puppies as your Instagram handle and not like Jenny Lutenberger, just know that what your Instagram handle is. So listen at 7:35 with us, but then Fallon and Cole also have it at 4:35 this afternoon too.
Okay, so make sure you go do that for your chance to win weekend tickets. It's super easy, and really all you got to do is sign up and then listen to win. High school graduation season, and people try to do kind of funny things, like they'll do something on stage when they walk across the stage and something goofy and whatever. This one went horribly wrong. And we will tell you about that next on You Can't Make This Stuff
From
Up.
the Custom One, MN.com Weather Center.
Dark, smoky, and rainy is the description for the weather today. We'll start off with some rain this morning, and that's going to finish up by the afternoon. Cloudy the rest of the day, a high of 63. Tomorrow's going to clear out, but partly sunny, a high of 78.
This report is sponsored by Ken's Ryan Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Hot water, even on the hottest days. Get a brand new water heater for less than $1 a day. Call Ken's Ryan and enjoy reliable comfort all summer long.
I love those guys.
Got an idea for you to make your life a little bit easier. Who doesn't want to make their life a little bit easier? If you are renting out a home, or you get a second home or a condo or something like that, you're renting it out, or maybe you have a home up by the lake and you rent it out, Renters Warehouse can take all of the legwork out of it for you and make it easy. So all you do is watch for that money to show up in your bank account. Renters Warehouse will come by your rental property. Maybe you inherited a house or something that you don't want to sell, and you want to check into it being an investment kind of a property and let people live there, rent in it. Renters Warehouse will come by and they'll say, okay, well, we can probably get, this amount of money per month, and let's do the paperwork and find out blah, blah, blah. They will find the tenants for you. They will qualify the tenants. They will collect the rent, and they will take care of the maintenance. What do? Cash that check, baby. All you got to do is go to renterswarehouse.com, or to receive up to 25% off your 12-month contract. There's so many things about this story that I just love. I think even she admits there's some part of this story that's absolutely ridiculous. What happened with your husband that made you say, oh my God, we can do War of the Roses? What happened?
I hope she makes you smile.
I found a pill.
The way you made me smile on the other end of a phone in the middle of a highway driving alone.
I've just noticed that sometimes he comes home and he smells like a different soap.
And there was some sort of smeared substance on her shirt.
I keep finding pairs of underpants in our mailbox.
I hope you both feel the sparks by the end of the drive. I hope you know she's the one by the end of the night. I hope you never ever felt more free. Tell your friends they are so happy. I hope she comes along and wrecks every one of your plans. I hope you spend your last time to put a rock on her head.
Knowing that he was there and then she disappears, knowing that giving her the side eye, giving her the look the entire night.
I can't help it that you're insecure about my past relationship. I have said I'm sorry. I've already apologized for that.
Yeah, babe, I hope he shows up in a 2 a.m. pic from a friend, hanging on to a girl to just rub it in. I hope you stay up all night, all alone, waiting by the phone, and then he calls.
So we met this girl, and she introduced herself as, she was like, hi, I'm Kendra from Days of Our Lives.
Well, after the fact, he's like, by the way, I was at Kendra's house putting in a backsplash.
Looked at our Target app, and I've never done this, but it shows all sort of the purchase history around Valentine's Day. We also got this Reese's heart-shaped chocolate box and condoms.
I hope you both feel the sparks by the end of the drive. I hope you know he's the one by the end of the night. I hope you never ever felt more free. Tell your friends that you're so happy.
So I hid under the stairs just in case, someone was going to come over, but no one ever came over. So I was stuck under the stairs for 3 hours.
Like you did on me. I hope you cheat like you did on me.
And Kelly was hoping that you would send those roses to her.
Oh, well, if I would have known she was listening, I would have.
Well, of course you would have.
You're this upset about it. Why can't you just talk to me about
I'm going to get a restraining order or something now. Like,
come
this is
on.
one step too far. Like,
honestly, just get off my...
Every guy says, I told that crazy girl to leave me alone.
Yeah. He cheated on his wife, so can you really believe whatever the he's saying? Turns out that I'm basically the last person to know that my sister-in-law and my husband have been having an affair. Everybody else knows.
Sorry, I can't hear you guys.
I mean, how long do you think this is going to last, though? Because, he can pretend right now that the phone is not coming through, that the call's not coming through. so
What just
flat
happened?
busted. He just hung up.
Like you did on me.
Feeding, pregnant, or plan to be. There are no known side effects with Vindamax. For prescribing information, call 1-877-278-9632. Learn more at Vindamax.com.
Seeing what I see? Ask your doctor about ATTRCM.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
From the 612 Injured, High Merle and Lammers Injury Law Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays on 694 northbound from 34th Street North to Highway 61 and westbound from Silver Lake to East River. 394 tight eastbound 100 to 94. Crosstown heavy eastbound 169 to 100. Westbound 34th Avenue to Bloomington. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're all about keeping you on the road to summer fun. To rides, to the beach, even to faraway places.
Are we there yet?
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Summer drives start here. 101.3 KDWB.
You can't make this stuff up. 2, 3, 4.
Graduation. You know, everybody has a story from their graduation. Whether it was funny or whether, the speech was long or whatever. I remember our speaker spoke so long that people started like going, oh,
Wow.
yeah. And then one poor girl, they announced her name and a bunch of people who didn't like her yelled out something about her.
No.
And I thought that was so mean.
Yeah.
Because she was a popular girl, but she was also one of those popular girls who was kind of a mean girl. And so when they said her name, a bunch of people, they must have practiced it or planned it in advance. They all yelled out something very demeaning.
Oh.
And I always felt a little bad for her because it's like her mom was there.
Yeah,
you know?
her family was there. Jeez Louise, let her live.
This one goes a little bit differently. So there's a kid, he's graduating, and he tries to do a backflip during the ceremony. There's probably video of this somewhere.
I saw it.
It's
Have
on our
you seen
Instagram
it?
story right now.
It's on our Instagram story right now?
At Dave Ryan Show, yep.
I need to go on there more often.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the audio of the kid knocking out his classmate when a backflip goes wrong during the ceremony.
Emilio Rodriguez.
It's just like, so he does the backflip and then, they try to move graduation along pretty quickly. So the next person is pretty much right next to him.
Yeah.
And so when he does the backflip, he kicks her as she's trying to walk off the stage. And it goes so bad. They both fall. I don't know if she gets knocked out after she got kicked in the face, but the video's on our Instagram at Dave Ryan Show.
I mean, if you're going to do a backflip during graduation, you got to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, look around.
Come on.
Come on, Antonio.
All right, coming up on Dave's Dirt in a second on KDWB, there's a list of people who were unfairly canceled or mistreated by the public. Who and why they were unfairly canceled or mistreated by the public. They're all names you've heard of. And we'll cover that next. Kind of a different story on Dave's Dirt next on 101.3 KDWB and on the free iHeartRadio app. Give us a little preset action. Make it easier to find KDWB on the iHeart app. It is KDWB on the day of Ryan Show's kind of just gloopy and gloppy.
Ugh.
It is a great day to take a nap.
I am so excited for my
today.
nap today.
I wonder if it annoys if you're listening to the show and you're going, you 4 people in your naps. I don't get to take a nap. I'm up early in the morning. I get it.
We do talk about naps a lot.
We do.
We're
yeah.
a nap-centric show.
I'm not.
You don't take naps, though.
No, yesterday was probably the first time in I don't know how long I took a nap just because I'm up. Like I'd be up for the day. But then it's funny because my girlfriend Alyssa, she can wake up at 9 and then not go to work and then take another nap at 10 and then take another nap at like noon and still be tired. I'm like, I don't get it.
You're young and energetic. That's why.
I do what it is.
Yeah.
I just look at my bed and I get tired, so I can't walk into my bedroom if I don't want to nap. But if I walk in, I'll be like, well.
Oh, we're so lame. All right, Jenny and I are going to be up from our nap on Friday from 1 until 3. We're going to be at the Cub Foods down in Burnsville, and we just had the best time down there last time. It's their grand reopening. We're giving away Halsey tickets and Cub Food gift cards. Come by for their brand new palatial Cub reopening down in Burnsville.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. We'll give away those gift cards. We also do have Halsey tickets as well. But yeah, we literally, the last time we were there, Dave and I were just chit-chatting away for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, we
so
had a
many
fun time
people
meeting
came
people.
out. So we appreciate everyone that came out last time.
Last night I had to take Carson back to the airport, and he's back in LA now. He's going out on tour in a couple of days. He's going to Lithuania.
Yeah.
Because he tours, he's a tour manager for these different acts. And I always forget who they are unless it's David Kushner or Willow Avalon. But he's a tour manager for a big, sort of a C Squad kind of an act.
Sure.
Like an up-and-comer kind of an act. So he's going to Lithuania, and I think it's really cool. But I want to tell you a little story that I thought was so sweet. So my thing is rocks. And this, let me explain. If I go somewhere, I'll pick up a souvenir rock. Like when we were in Hawaii, we were on the beach and I picked up a little souvenir rock and I kind of keep it in like, just, on my dresser or wherever. I was like, oh, that's the one I got at the beach in Hawaii. And so we were in Yellowstone and we hiked to the bottom of Tower Falls by the Yellowstone River. And I'm like, Carson, look at all these beautiful rocks. And he looks down at one and it looked like a frosted oatmeal cookie.
Ooh.
So it's a cookie shaped rock and it looked like it had white frosting on the top. And he goes, wow, that one's really cool. And so he picks it up and he puts it in his pocket and he brings it home. And I'm like, well, that's really sweet because that's what I do. That's kind of a dad move. And so yesterday he's packing his bags and he's like, I need a Sharpie. Okay, there's one in the kitchen drawer. What do you need a Sharpie for? Well, I want to write where we got that rock. So he wrote Tower Falls, Yellowstone Park, May 25th or 27th or whatever it was, 2025. And I just thought that was so sweet that he had, because he's not a sentimental kid. Most 24-year-olds, they don't care about sentimental things. Like throw in the trash. You don't care about things.
Not at all.
Not till you get a little bit older. You can go, oh, look, there's my childhood, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he wrote on the rock and the date and the place. And I just thought that was so sweet.
And you shed one single tear as the camera panned closer and closer to your face to catch the tear. Yeah. Oh, Carson.
I know.
When do you see Carson next?
Won't be until State Fair time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's going to be gone for a long time. Yeah.
Dang.
Come back in time for the State Fair.
Is he coming with us again?
With us?
Yeah. We all hung out at the State Fair last year.
We had pork chops on a stick together.
Was Carson there with us
Yeah,
last
he was
year?
there. That was the first time I met Carson.
I was not there because I think I had, what did I have? I had a wedding.
Oh,
so I came later.
You bought the 3 of us, your 3 kids.
Yeah.
Bailey, Carson, and your black son. Pork chops on a stick.
Yeah.
But yes, he'll probably be there. Anyway, just that was kind of a sweet story. Let's get started with Dave's Dirt. We had a lot to cover on 101.3 KDWB.
All the showbiz news you need and some you don't. Dave's Dirt on KDWB.
This is a very interesting story. Reddit users have been naming celebrities they think were unfairly canceled or mistreated by the public. Here are some highlights. Janet Jackson, wardrobe malfunction. We learned that phrase during the Super Bowl halftime show of 2004.
Damn.
When Justin Timberlake was dancing with Janet Jackson and she had like a little, I don't know what you call bustier kind of a top.
Yeah.
And then he Velcro ripped away one of the cups of the boob thing. And there was her boob exposed. It
But
had
she
like
had
a
a
piercing.
pasty.
It was a piercing,
Oh,
I think.
okay. I thought it was a pasty.
Yeah, it wasn't a pasty because you could see the nipple through it.
Oh,
But it
not
was like
that.
a piercing. And everybody got on her case, but Justin escaped pretty much unscathed for some reason, maybe because it was her body part and not his body part. Sinead O'Connor. Now, you might not remember this one, but in 1992, she was on Saturday Night Live, and she performed. And after she performed, she picked up a picture of the Pope, and she tore it into pieces live on TV and said, "Fight the real enemy."
Ooh.
And everybody was like, "You're a horrible person." And she pretty much, that ended her career.
And is
her career.
she still alive?
No, she died.
Okay.
But she was doing it to protest child abuse in the Catholic Church, and she had a point.
I mean, she created waves, and that was probably the point of it. It just didn't create it the way that she wanted it to.
Rebecca Black was a 13-year-old kid trying to realize her dream of pop stardom when she released the arguably terrible song Friday, and it's just as horrible music video in 2011. In retrospect, we were all way too hard on little Rebecca Black. And that song actually was kind of a cute song.
It was catchy.
It was catchy.
I mean, I didn't necessarily openly hate on Rebecca Black, but I didn't necessarily like that song either.
The thing that I liked about that song in the music video was she had very brace face, pimply friends, and she put them in the video. And I thought that was very sweet. She didn't hire models. She put in her brace face, pimply friends to be in the video.
They all looked like they were 13 because they were 13.
Exactly,
you guys,
right?
No, I think I have this right. She opened for Katy Perry.
Yes, I
that
did
sounds
hear
right.
that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, she's got a whole music career now. I follow her on Instagram because she has really cute hair, and I used to bring in photos of her hair to my hairstylist. And I'm
Rebecca
do
Black?
it like this. Yeah, she's gorgeous now.
She is gorgeous now, because she's got to be 28, 29 now.
Something like that.
Yep. Other people who have been unfairly canceled, Brendan Fraser. He was basically shunned after accusing the former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association of groping him, but he made a massive comeback with The Whale. Have you seen the movie The Whale?
I've been in the room when it's been on, and it's very serious, very dramatic.
It's very good.
Yeah?
It's a very sweet movie.
I like Brendan Fraser. I feel like he's very much of a sweetheart, America's sweetheart type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Richard Jewell. Have you heard that name before?
No.
It predates you a little bit. He was 1996 Olympics. There was a bombing in there had been a bombing in the Olympic Park in Atlanta, and this guy Richard Jewell was a security guard, and he found a backpack under a bench, and it was full of explosives and nails. So he he called the police and said, "Oh my God, I found a bomb." But then they thought Richard Jewell planted the bomb and then discovered the bomb to look like a hero. So then everybody's like, "Oh, you're fake. You faked this whole thing." And then he was just, totally canceled. The media and the public turned on this guy. And he was kind of a goofy looking, overweight guy that, lived in his mom's basement. And then they finally figured out that he did not do it. They found the person who really did it, but by that time it was too late.
Right.
And his life had been ruined.
Whoa. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
That is such a bummer.
Well, then it's even worse because he died shortly thereafter, and he was only 44 years old. So,
dang, no real exoneration for that. That
not
sucks.
really. Okay, moving on to something happier here. The Lion King has topped a list of Disney's greatest movie soundtracks, followed by Beauty and the Beast at number 2 and Aladdin in third place.
Also, there's drama. All these British people have so much drama, okay? So Brooklyn Beckham, which is Victoria Beckham and David Beckham's son, he hired a lawyer, the same lawyer that helped Prince Harry escape the royal family. And now there's talks about exploring emancipation because there's all this drama where Victoria Beckham kind of hijacked Brooklyn and his wife's wedding. And so now they have this new lawyer. They also recently went out to dinner with Harry and Meghan Markle a month ago. So it looks like they're really trying to cut ties. And they didn't attend David Beckham's 50th birthday bash recently. Just lots of drama in that family. Also, they're so rich and privileged that I don't feel bad at the same time. You know, like it's kind of like, oh my gosh. So your mom wanted the spotlight on her. What about old Sally down in Shakopee, who also wanted the spotlight on her at her sister or her daughter's wedding? You know, like it's like I don't feel bad.
That's
for
how I
that.
want to hear about Sally.
I do too.
It's like boo-hoo. Big whoop.
Big whoop.
So we always talk about Disney movies, and Dave just talked about the best soundtrack. What about the best Disney Pixar movie? Well, let's not do best. Let's do most popular in the States. Coco in 3 different states, which is a great
Love
movie.
Coco.
That's probably the most recent that I'm about to name.
So good.
Mama Coco, remember me. Toy Story in 4 states: New York, Kansas, Kentucky, Virginia. And I'm going to get to the one in Minnesota. Finding Nemo is up there in 10 different states. Monsters, Inc.
10 different states? Wow, jeez.
Monsters, Inc. has the most states, 24 different states. But 2004, one of the best Pixar movies ever came out. And according to, I guess, search histories in Minnesota, The Incredibles, baby.
Is Minnesota's most, like...
Yes, Minnesota's in there for The Incredibles.
Let me get my super suit.
Where's my super suit?
And it's better. I think Incredibles 1 is 10 times better than Incredibles 2.
All right. I think I've seen the second one. It's pretty good.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah?
I'm really glad that I don't have to see kids' movies anymore.
Yeah.
Because all my kids are grown. I don't have to go see A Bug's Life. I don't have to go see... I don't mind the Toy Story series because that's very sweet.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that I don't have to go see movies like Norm of the North or...
Well, that's because that was a garbage movie.
Well, yeah.
You can't put Norm of the North in the same category as Coco and The Incredibles.
You know, you're right. But I'm really glad that I don't have to go see kids' movies anymore. I don't enjoy them that much.
I'd also argue Toy Story ran its course. We're about to have, Toy Story 5?
They were
6?
supposed to be done at 3.
Like, give it up.
Yeah. I mean, now that I don't work at Disney anymore, because I used to work for the Disney store, and we would go, like, as a staff to go see all of these Disney movies. Now that I don't work there anymore, I don't remember the last Disney movie I saw, and I'm a Disney fan. So, like a new release.
Okay, gotcha.
I haven't seen them in forever.
Go see Final Destination Bloodlines. No.
Dave's going to be talking about that movie until like 2030.
I'm going to go see Mission Impossible this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've heard it's good.
You'll be the only one.
I did.
Really?
Yeah, you might. I did watch a show called Sirens on Netflix this past weekend. It's only 5 episodes. It's very short. One of the main there's 2 sisters it follows. One of the girls is from the House of the Dragon spinoff from Game of Thrones, and the other girl is from the 2nd season of White Lotus, and amongst other things. So it's got some prominent actresses in it, and Julianne Hough or whatever.
Love her.
And so it was a really strange show that you couldn't understand what was going on. It follows this very, very wealthy family, and then these 2 sisters, and one of them kind of becomes the assistant to the wealthy family. But they call it Sirens because I feel like people think that the wife controls people in some magical way.
In a siren
I
kind of
feel
way.
like I saw Sirens.
Yeah.
Isn't one of them their sisters?
Yep.
And then one is married. Oh, God. Or am I thinking of the show You?
This just came out in the last week or couple weeks, so it would be recent that you saw it.
I think I saw it. Yeah.
It's a strange show, and it's only 5 episodes, so you could binge it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But like, I just didn't know where the show was going. I think I was hooked because I really liked the actresses that were all in it, you know? And in the end, I would still recommend watching it. Don't expect anything too crazy. The ending surprised me.
One is really powerful and one's kind of a party girl, and then so one of them pretends to be the other one? Is that the one? No?
No.
That's
I feel
the
like
Prince and the Pauper.
I feel like you I feel like you haven't seen it because it really just came out on Netflix in the last couple weeks. But I would say watch it. Just know that you're going to be a little confused along the way and not really know what's going on a lot of times.
Dave, you got to rewatch the entire series of The Bear because their new season's coming out on the 26th.
No,
23rd.
Dave hates that.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like The Bear?
Easy now. Calm
I'm coming
yourself.
over there.
No, I didn't because I just didn't get why it was supposed to be interesting.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
so
You
good.
didn't like it because all they did was yell at each other.
They're like, hands please, hands please, hands
Yes, chef.
please.
Yeah, chef.
Behind.
Okay. It's not my thing.
All right.
Okay,
Hands!
finally, LeBron James warning to youth sports parents. And here is LeBron James, who knows his way around youth sports.
My guys, we ran track and field as well when we were like super duper young. You know, we played football all the way, American football all the way through high school. We didn't just cap it at one thing. We just did one thing all year round. And I think a lot of kids burn that out.
By specializing in one sport, that is what he's saying. It's like, don't specialize in one sport.
I feel like that. They say that all the time. Like, oh, I'm really good at basketball. Well, I also play tennis to condition it on the off season.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's The Dirt brought to you by 612 Injured Heimer and Lammer's Injury Law. Coming up, we're going to do a little Talk Back Tuesday because we're a big pet loving show. We want to hear how you talk to your pet. So use the Talk Back feature and just give us a demonstration of how you talk to your pet. Like I'll do Josie. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. Do you love your daddy? Do you love your daddy? Give daddy kiss. Give daddy kiss. Oh, daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. Oh, look at my girl. That's how I talk to Josie.
Okay, so I'll do Cap then.
Okay, go ahead.
Cap, I say, hello, where's my baby? Oh, hi there, baby. Oh, why are you crying? Oh, no, are you so hungry? You so hungry. Okay, well, I'll give you a tweet. Okay, just one, though.
Okay.
That's how I talk to my cat.
Let me hear how you do it. I'm on the talkback feature, and you can introduce your pet, whatever. You can tell if it's a cat, dog, whatever. Just let us hear on the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app, and we'll play those back next on KDWB.
Hey, it's Jenny. Here's a straightforward thought inspired